Hello, I'm Jason Walters, and you're here with us at the Yoga Noho Center. We'll begin seated, sitting up tall, head, neck, and trunk in a straight line, chest lifted, shoulders up onto the back, breathing deeply, fully in, fully out of the nose. Now at the top of the next inhale, we'll hold it in for a few seconds for retention, inhaling. And hold the breath. Exhale fully. And let's do that again, inhaling. And hold. Exhale fully. Last one. And hold. And sighing out of the mouth. Let's start with the hands, rolling the wrists. Big circles. Reverse direction. Make light fists with the hands and then reverse direction again. And reverse. Up and down. And side to side. Open and close. And now pump the fists. Wiggling the fingers. And then shaking them out. Moving on to the shoulders, big circles forward. Reversing direction. And stretching the neck, interlace the fingers behind the head, sit up tall, lengthen the spine, and then tilt the chin in towards the chest using only the weight of the hands and gravity in your deep breathing to open the muscles in the back of the neck. Releasing the right hand, use the left hand to gently pull the head over to the left and then drawing the right shoulder down and away from the right ear, creating length and space in the right side of the neck. On an exhale, release the head, roll the chin across the chest over to the other side. And then with the right hand, gently pulling the head over to the right, drawing the left shoulder down and away from the left ear. On an exhale, release, roll the chin back to the center of the chest and coming up, interlacing the fingers underneath the chin, very lightly and gently pressing the head and neck back. Exhale, release. We'll take the right arm across the chest, beginning to open the shoulder, still breathing deeply, fully in, fully out. Other side. And release, catching the right elbow behind the head. With the left hand, pat yourself on the back in between the shoulder blade. And then lengthen the spine. Press the back of the head into the arm. Maybe it feels good to lean slightly over to the left, expanding the right side rib cage. Releasing and switching the sides. Now grasping the left elbow, patting yourself on the back in between the shoulder blades. Lengthen the spine, press the back of the head into the arm. And coming out. Releasing the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, straighten the arms, pull the shoulder blades and the elbows together, draw the shoulders down the back, open the chest, open the upper spine, maybe looking up at the ceiling. And on an exhale, tucking the chin, leaning forward slightly, letting the hands fall away from the back. And coming back up to neutral, releasing the hands, and on an inhale, circling the arms overhead. On an exhale, turning to the left, right hand rest on top of the left thigh, left hand at the base of the spine or the block. Turning, looking over the left shoulder, deep breaths. On an exhale, returning to center, and then inhaling, arms back overhead. And exhale, turning to the right, left hand rest on top of the right thigh, right hand at the base of the spine. Turning and breathing. And on an exhale, coming back up to center. And now we'll extend the left arm out. And reach up with the right arm. We'll take a nice side bend to the left. Reach long. Exhale, coming back up to center. And now extending the right arm. Inhale, left arm up. Reach the left arm up and over. Try to keep the sit bones rooted into the mat. And exhale, back up to center. Bring in the soles of the feet together, legs in a diamond shape. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, and then just a gentle forward fold. Bringing the hands around the feet. And slowly coming out. With the hands, bring the knees up. Feet about hips width apart. Take the hands behind the back with the fingers pointed at the body, and we'll take a reverse tabletop just for a couple breaths, pressing the hips. And exhale, lowering down. Crossing the feet, bringing the hands in front of the knees, coming to a tabletop position. And we'll set up for a few rounds of cat-cow. Knees or hips width apart, slightly behind the hips. Hands are flat, fingers wide like a starfish, about shoulder width apart as you inhale, dropping the belly, arching the back, looking up, broad collarbones. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Syncing the movement to your breath. Feeling all of the parts of your spine. Maybe it feels good to take a couple breaths in each posture. One more round up and down. And then return into a neutral spine. Extending the right leg straight back, cross the right leg over the left. Big step. Look over the left shoulder, see your toes. Returning the knee. Now extending the left leg back, crossing the left leg over the right. Big step, looking over the right shoulder, see your toes. Returning the knee. Bring the big toes to touch behind you. Take the knees wide. Sit down on the heels. Keeping the hips on the heels, start to lower your forehead down to the mat. Reach the arms forward. Breathing deeply. And now walking the hands over to the right, just a few inches, reaching long through the left arm, lengthening the left side rib cage. Deep, deep breathing. And now walking the hands over to the other side and reaching long through the right arm, expanding the right side rib cage. Walking the hands back to center. And now lifting up just enough to slide your right arm underneath the left armpit, extending with the knuckle side down to the floor, reaching long through the fingers, gently twisting. Releasing the right arm back to center, then lifting up, sliding the left arm underneath the right arm now, taking the twist on the other side. And releasing the right arm. Walking the hands back in, coming back up into a tabletop position, tucking the toes underneath, lifting the hips straight up towards the ceiling, deep bend in the knees, press towards the thighs. And then start to straighten the legs, pedaling 1 foot at a time, opening the backs of the legs, downward facing dog. Release any tension out of the back of the neck. Wagging the hips side to side. And coming back to center. On an inhale, shift forward into a plank, top of a push-up. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back, one more. Exhaling forward. And exhaling back. Now walking the feet forward to find the hands. Coming into a forward fold, deep bend in the knees. See if you can get your palms flat onto the mat. Release the head and neck down. Small circles with the head. Nodding the head yes and no. Anything that feels good here. Still deep breathing. And rolling up to stand, 1 vertebra at a time, taking your time. Placing the hands on the hips, gently pressing the hips forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together, open the chest, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, coming back up to center. Raising the left arm. Reach the left arm up and over, side stretch. Inhaling back up to stand, raising the right arm, lowering the left. And now reaching the right arm up and over. And coming back up to center. Checking on the feet, making sure that their hips width apart, in line with the front of the hips, heels slightly out so that the outsides of the feet are parallel like the number 11. Get tall, lift the chest, shoulders up onto the back. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Draw in the navel, exhale, hinge at the waist, lead with the chest, forward fold. On your inhale, coming up halfway, lift with the back. And on an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming all the way up to stand, circling the arms overhead. See the thumbs. And as you exhale, lowering the hands to heart center. Let's do a couple more. Inhaling up. On your exhale, folding. Going with your own breath. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up to stand. And exhale, releasing the hands. One more, inhaling up. Exhale, fold. In, halfway lift. X, forward. Inhaling up, all the way up to stand. Circle the arms overhead, reach long. Exhale, draw in the navel, hinge at the waist, lead with the chest as you forward fold. Inhale, come up, halfway lift with the flat back. On your exhale, folding forward. And on your inhale, coming all the way up to stand, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, release the hands to heart center. Let's do 2 more. On an inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift with a flat back. And on your exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up to stand. And exhale, releasing the hands to heart center. Last one. Inhaling up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, release the hands to heart center. Let's take 2 breaths here, fully in, fully out. All right, next inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees, step or hop back into a plank, top of a push-up. Inhaling here at the top as you exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows graze the rib cage. Tops of the feet come down, inhale, peel your chest off the floor, broad collarbones, open chest. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, raise the right leg up and back, open and stack the right hip on top of the left, bend the knee. Let's hold this for a couple breaths. On an exhale, bring the right knee into the chest as you shift forward, lightly stepping the right foot next to the right hand. And then carefully tap the back knee down to the mat. Anjaneyasana, bring the hands to thighs, then to hips, lengthen the spine and extend the arms as you inhale. Reach long. Exhale, release the hands down to the floor, pressing into the left palm. Inhale, raise the right arm up, see the fingertips. And on an exhale, releasing the right hand, coming off of the back knee, step the right foot back to join the left. Inhale here at the top. And as you exhale, lower down slowly with your breath. Inhaling into cobra. And exhaling back, downward facing dog. Take a breath there. And on your next inhale, raise the left leg up and back. Open and stack the left hip on top of the right. Couple breaths. On your next exhale, stepping the left lightly next to the left thumb. And then carefully and gently tapping the back knee down to the floor, Anjaneyasana. Press and lift, extend the arms, open the chest, open the spine. Breathe deeply. And on an exhale, lowering the hands down to the mat, pressing into the right palm. Inhale, raise the left arm up, see the fingertips. And on your exhale, lower the left hand down to the mat, coming off of the back knee. Step the left foot back to join the right. Inhale here at the top. And exhale with control, lowering down. Maybe you come down to the knees. Tops of the feet down, inhale, cobra pose. Exhaling, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths here. See if you could turn your shoulders away from the ears. Pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Pressing the weight away from your wrist. Releasing the tension out of the back of the neck. Now walking or hopping the feet forward to find the hands. And inhaling, coming into a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, coming all the way up to stand, circling the arms overhead. And as you exhale, releasing the hands to heart center. We'll take 2 breaths here. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, plant the hands, step or hop back into a plank. On an exhale, lowering down through Chaturanga. Inhaling up and exhaling back with your own breath. Inhale, raise the right leg up and back, open and stack the hip. Exhale, step it through next to the right thumb. This time coming off of the back knee, press into the feet, crescent lunge. Reach long overhead, bend into the front knee, open the chest, open the upper spine, look up at the ceiling. On an exhale, lower the arms out like airplane wings and start to turn to the right. See the fingers of the right hand. And then lower the right hand to the back of the left leg and reach the left arm up, expanding the left side rib cage. And on an exhale, see if you can bring the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, pressing the palms into each other, looking over the right shoulder at the ceiling. Now, if this is unreasonable, simply placing the left hand to the in and raising the right arm. On an exhale, release the right hand down to the mat, step the right foot back to join the left, inhale at the top, and as you exhale, move through Chaturanga Dandasana, all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhaling up, cobra or upward dog, and exhaling back to downward facing dog. We'll take 1 breath here. On an inhale, raise the left leg up and back, open and stack the left hip on top of the right. And as you exhale, step the left leg to the left thumb, ground into the feet, press and lift, crescent lunge. Reach long, breathe deeply. Open up. And on an exhale, lowering the arms out like airplane wings, turning to the left, seeing the fingers of the left hand. And on an exhale, release the left hand to the back of the right leg, reach the right arm up, extending the right side rib cage. Couple breaths here. And on an exhale, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, pressing the palms into each other. Lengthen the spine, turn, look over the left shoulder. And on an exhale, lower the left hand down to the mat, step the left foot back to join the right. Inhale at the top, and as you exhale, move through your vinyasa to downward facing dog. Inhaling up and exhaling back. And we'll take a couple breaths here. On an inhale, raise the right leg up and back, open and stack the right hip. Exhale, step it through next to the right thumb. Ground into the feet, press and lift, crescent lunge. Couple breaths here. On an exhale, releasing the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, straighten the arms, pull the shoulder blades and the elbows together, draw the shoulders down the back, open the chest, inhale, lift, and exhale very slowly, start to shift forward. Maybe you just go a little bit, maybe you come all the way down and let the hands fall away from the back. Press into the front foot to lift yourself back up, releasing the hands overhead. And exhale, lowering the hands down to the mat, pressing into the left palm. Inhale, raise the right arm up. And exhale, lower the right hand down, step the right foot back to join the left. Inhale at the top. And as you exhale, move through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling into Cobra or Upward Dog and exhaling back to Downward Facing Dog. We'll take a breath or two here. And inhale, raise the left leg up and back, open and stack the left hip. Exhale, step it through next to the left thumb. Coming off the back knee, press and lift, crescent lunge. Exhale, release the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, straighten the arms, pull the shoulder blades together, drawing the shoulders down the back. Inhale, lengthen, open the chest, and as you exhale, shift forward slowly to maintain the balance. Maybe folding so far that the hands fall away from the back, opening the shoulders. Breathing deeply. Press into the left foot. Inhale, raise the arms back overhead. And exhale, lower the hands down to the mat. Press into the right palm. Inhale, raise the left arm up. Exhale, release the hands. Step the left foot back to join the right. Inhale at the top, and as you exhale, move through. Inhaling up and exhaling back, downward facing dog. And then gently lower the knees down to the mat. Take the knees wide, big toes touch, sit down on the heels. And then lower the forehead down to the mat as you reach the arms forward, child's pose. Deep breaths, fully in, fully out. Emphasizing the exhale, creating space for new air into the lungs. Walking the hands back in, coming back up to a tabletop position. Tucking the toes, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. And walking or hopping the feet forward to find the hands. Inhaling, halfway lift. Folding on your exhale. And on your inhale, coming all the way up to stand, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, lower the hands. We'll take a couple breaths here. All right, friends, bringing the feet back together, and we'll come into a chair pose. As you inhale, sit back into your chair, raise the arms overhead. We'll take a couple breaths here. On an exhale, straighten the legs and fold over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Plant the hands, step or hop back into a plank. Lower down as you breathe out. Inhaling up and exhaling back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, raise the right leg, open and stack the right hip on top of the left. Exhale, shift forward, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, and then walk the right hand in a little bit. We'll come into a deep lunge, stretching the hip, breathing deeply. Back knee can be on or off the mat, whatever feels comfortable. If you're very flexible, you might even come down to the forearms. You could also use a pair of blocks to rest the forearms on. Lifting the back knee, stepping the right foot back to join the left in downward facing dog. And now inhaling, left leg up and back, open and step the left hip. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, walking the left hand in slightly, finding our lunge on the other side. Sinking and breathing, never forcing, allowing our breath to do the work. Pressing back up onto the hands, lifting the back knee, stepping the left foot back to join the right in downward facing dog. And we'll take a few breaths here. On an inhale, raise the right leg up and back, open and stack the right hip on top of the left. Exhale, step the right foot through next to the right thumb, lower the back heel, and then open the arms out, warrior one, or warrior two, I'm sorry. Checking in with the knee, make sure it's not falling inward, it should be in line with the front of the foot. The back toes are slightly in front of the heel. Chest is open, collarbones wide, arms and hands active, focusing on the tip of the middle finger, breathing deeply. And on an inhale, flipping the palm, raise the right arm up, reach long. Exhale, lightly resting the right forearm on top of the right thigh, extend the left arm up and over. Lengthen the spine. Press into the front foot as you inhale, reverse, raising the right arm up. Straighten the right leg coming off the thigh. We'll take one more breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale, Utthita Trikonasana, reach the right hand forward. Maybe it rests on top of the shin. Lengthen the spine and open the left arm up. You could also use a block on the inside of the right foot, or even pressing the back of the right hand into the leg. Breathe deeply. Inhale, pressing back up, raise the right arm up. Exhale, bend into the right knee, cartwheel the hands all the way down to the mat, spin into the ball of the back foot, stepping the right foot back to join the left. Inhale here. And as you exhale, move down to the floor, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling up and exhaling back to downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. And on your next inhale, raising the left leg up and back, open and stack the left hip. Exhale, step it through next to the left thumb. Lower the back heel, press into the feet. Open and lift, warrior two. Begin with the left knee. Make sure it's not falling inward. Chest and collarbones open, arms and hands active, focusing on the tip of the middle finger. Flipping the front palm, inhale, reverse warrior, reach long. And on an exhale, gently lower the left forearm on top of the left thigh, reach the right arm up and over, extending. Keep the spine long. Inhale, reverse. Raise the left arm up. Coming off of the left thigh, straighten the left leg. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower the left hand. Extended triangle pose. Lengthen the spine, open the right arm up towards the ceiling. And inhale, reverse, raise the left arm up. And on your exhale, bend into the front knee, cartwheel the hands down to the mat as you spin to the ball of the back foot, stepping the left foot back to join the right, and moving through Chaturanga all the way back to downward facing dog. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. Walking or hopping the feet forward to find the hands. Inhaling into a halfway lift with a flat back. Folding on your exhale. On an inhale, sitting back in the chair, raise the arms overhead. And exhale, straighten the legs, lower the hands. Let's take a couple breaths here. Okay, friends, lowering the arms to the sides. We'll shift the weight into the right leg and open the left hand, left thumb out away from the left thigh. Bending the left knee. See if you could pick up your foot from the inside. And then bring the knees together to touch or close. Inhale, extend the arm, reach long, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, very slowly, start to shift forward. Reach through the front hand. Bring the left knee away from the standing leg. Breathe deeply here. And as gracefully as you can, maybe coming out the same way we came in. And we'll take a couple breaths before we do the other side. Okay, let's try. Arms out to the side, shifting the weight now into the left leg. Open the right thumb out away from the right thigh. Bend the right knee. Pick up the foot. Slow is the key to maintain the balance. Bring the knees together. Inhale, lengthen the arm overhead, bicep by ear. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. As you exhale, slowly shifting forward. Reach through the left hand. Bring the right knee away from the standing leg. Kick the back foot into the hand. And coming out the same way we came in. And we'll take a couple breaths. All right. Stepping the feet about as wide as the mat. Now maybe you have a block close by. We're going to come into a squat. So if you have sensitive knees or hips, it might be useful to have that block to sit on. So starting with the hands at heart center, very slowly, just to test the integrity of the knees, we start to lower down into our squat, keeping the heels on the floor. Elbows can come to the insides of the thighs, or maybe the backs of the arms to the front of the shins. And then even though we're sinking, we're also lengthening the spine, breathing deeply. Releasing the hands, bringing the hands behind the body, finding a seat. With the legs outstretched in front of us, sitting up tall, opening the right foot out, right knee opens up. Bend the knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Lengthen the spine, turn slightly to the left, framing the leg with the torso. Inhale, extend the arms, reach long. Maintain the length, keep reaching up as you fold forward, trying to reach past the foot. And then gently pulling yourself forward and down. If the foot's unavailable, we might use a towel or a strap or a belt around the foot. Releasing the foot, using the hands to gently walk yourself back up to seated. And now switching the positions of the legs, extending the right leg, bending the left knee, sole of the left foot to the inside of the right side. Resting on both sit bones, lengthen the spine to the right, framing the leg with the body. Inhale, extend the arms, reach long. Exhale, keep the reach as you fold forward, reaching past the foot. Deep, deep breathing. Releasing the foot, using the hands to press yourself back up to seated. Extending the left leg forward, bringing the legs together. Resting on both sit bones, both feet flexed. Draw in the navel, lift the chest, shoulders roll onto the back. Ears come straight back over the shoulders. We'll hold this just for a couple breaths. Maintain a long spine as you inhale, extend the arms overhead. Exhale, draw in the navel, reach up and forward, reach past the feet. Releasing the feet, walking the hands back up, pressing yourself back up to seated. And we'll keep walking back with the hands, bringing them about a foot or so away from the butt, then pressing into the hands. Lift the hips off the floor, releasing the soles of the feet down to the mat, lifting the chest, releasing the head and neck back. Just a couple breaths here. Exhale, lowering down, bending the knees slightly, extending the arms, coming into boat pose, lifting the feet off the floor. Maybe you keep a bend in the knees. This becomes more difficult as we extend the legs. And on an exhale, lower the feet. Cross the ankles one in front of the other. Bring the hands behind the back with the fingers pointed at the body. Squeeze the shoulder blades and the elbows together. Open the chest, open the upper spine. Carefully and gently lower the head and neck back. Breathe deeply. Exhale, releasing, coming back up to seated. And we'll make our way onto our back, setting up for a bridge. So coming onto our backs, all the way down. Bending the knees, bringing the feet and knees, hips width apart, all the way onto our backs. Yeah. Starting with the palms flat onto the mat at the sides of the hips. Start to lift the hips off of the mat. And then maybe interlacing the hands underneath the back, walking the shoulders underneath the back. Lift the hips higher up towards the ceiling, then open and expand the chest away from the stomach and bring the chin slightly away from the chest. Deep breath here. Releasing the hands. See if you could roll down onto your back one vertebra at a time. And now extending the feet up towards the ceiling, coming into an inversion, pressing through the heels, pulling the toes back towards your face. Exhale, bend the knees, hugging the knees into the chest. Roll in on the low back. And now tee the arms out to the sides with the palms down, keeping the knees high, carefully and gently. Lower the knees over to the right side, stacking the hips and the knees on top of each other, pressing the left shoulder into the mat. Maybe you look over the left shoulder, breathing deeply here. Slowly releasing the twist, bringing the knees back up to center, rolling on the low back. And then teeing out the arms again carefully and gently. Lower the knees over to the other side, stacking the hips and the knees. Maybe looking over the right shoulder. Deep breaths. Slowly unwinding. Hugging the knees, rolling on the lower spine, lower back. Side to side, forward and backwards. And only when you're ready, extending the legs forward, letting the feet fall out to the side, palms face the ceiling, coming into Shavasana, final resting pose. And we'll take in one more deep breath for retention, inhaling. And hold. Sigh it out. Slowly bringing the awareness back into the body. Starting to wiggle the fingers and toes. Rolling the wrists and ankles. Extending the arms overhead for a final stretch. Bending the knees. Rolling over to one side. Pausing there for a moment in a fetal position. Using your hands to gently press yourself back up to seated. Thank you for joining us here at Yoga Noho. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.